So I talk a lot about teams that are confusing, that look really, really good for a couple of weeks, like 2 or 3 weeks in a row. And I start considering to say that they have a chance to be a surprise, like Super Bowl team. And then they just let me down. And yesterday, that was the Indianapolis Colts. So full disclosure, I bet a little bit, put a 2-team parlay in, the Colts -1 against the Steelers, and the Panthers giving 1 to the Washington football team. I felt pretty confident about that bet when the Colts were up 24-3, and I know the Steelers have been ailing, but the Colts 24-3. Steelers are still a good playoff-worthy team. So I thought, hey, man, damn, they run the ball. Jonathan Taylor's been getting hot. They play defense. They run, they play defense, and then Philip Rivers, for as much flack as I give him, if he's not the focal point of an offense, he could be very, very beneficial in the late stages of his career. But, again, you need to establish the running game. And for the fans that are like, oh, he's having a great year, I get it. He's having a pretty good year. But you can look at Philip Rivers' career, his 18-year career, and he's been the focal point of many of those offenses. And hasn't really worked out for him. Hasn't had the playoff success that you would think. And the one time that he almost made the Super Bowl, the focal point was LaDainian Tomlinson that year. And credit to Philip Rivers for that 2006, 2008, whatever AFC Championship game where he played on a torn ACL. That dude, that takes him nuts. But so I was getting ready to be like, oh man, 24-3 yesterday. I digress back to what I was saying. 24-3. I was getting ready to come on here and say, you know what? I think the Colts can give the Chiefs some problems. They run, they play defense. That could be all right. And then they proceeded to give up like 350 yards, I'm pretty sure all in the second half, to Big Ben through the air. And they end up losing that game 28-24. Now, I didn't watch this game, and I didn't go back and watch the highlights. I don't know what the hell happened, what the Colts started to do at that point where they couldn't get the offense rolling. But you know what? They are there. There you go. It was their time to let me down, and they sunk my bet because the Panthers did come through and just beat up on the Washington football team. So a little pissed off about that. But now I'm starting to think like the Colts. I was getting ready to be like, okay, potential Super Bowl contenders, potential challengers to the Chiefs, and now I'm off that. Now I don't think that. And it is what it is. I don't know how they blew that lead, 21-point lead. Don't get it. Colts fans can't be happy. They would have actually been leading the division after the Titans got shellacked by the Packers on Sunday Night Football. And now you're on the outside looking in to the playoff picture. Outside looking in, if every team that's in the playoffs, if all the wild card teams and the Titans win, and the Colts win, because of blowing this lead, they could be on the outside looking in with 11 wins. That would be devastating to Colts fans. That would be devastating, and I feel for you, especially Pat McAfee. I feel like it would really be devastating to him, because then Philip Rivers retires, and you end up with like Carson Wentz as your quarterback next year. Could be good, probably not going to be. Hopefully it works out for you, Colts fans. It'd be a heartbreaker. I got done with my lap, so this video's over. You want to subscribe to the channel, I'd appreciate it. Someone unsubscribed yesterday, I think after my Hot Browns take about how Stefanski sucks. But if you want to subscribe, you're watching this, I would really appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next one.